Hey everyone, welcome to another Tuesday Tornado Tips. I'm your host, Jon Edlin, and it's April 7th, and it's really, spring and lots of rain. April showers bring May flowers, but April showers also bring that moisture in the air in Dixie Alley and Tornado Alley that's needed to create tornadoes. So, this is a really important time to be listening to these tornado tips, to be, really having making sure that you have your plan, making sure that you have your go bag. If you don't have one yet, go to tornadosmart.com. You can buy the one that I created as a tornado survivor, the things that I wish I would have had as a survivor in a bag that I didn't. And then also just the knowledge, right? So you can buy the 6 session course about tornado safety that will tell you how to build your own bag. That's fine. I just want you to have a plan. I want you to have a bag and I want you to be prepared for this tornado season. So today's Tuesday tornado tip is going to be about dogs. It's a kind of a, I would say, maybe a pet special of a Tuesday tornado tips, because when I was in a tornado, we had our dog who was 11 years old at the time, and unfortunately, she passed just a few years ago. So she survived a tornado, but she did die just from cancer at the age of 13. And she was the sweetest dog. Her name was Izzy, and we love her so much and miss her so much. But I'll tell you what happened during the tornado, because a lot of people ask this. They think, I have a dog, and what should I do if I, when a tornado happens and that kind of thing. And I think that's really good. In fact, well, I act like a lot of people ask that. They really don't. A lot of people don't think about their pets. And to be honest, I didn't think about Izzy that night either, because I had about 5 minutes to get to our safe spot. I had 5 minutes to gather our 5 year old and our 7 year old, to wake up my wife, to tell her, hey, it's time to get into our safe spot. And, as soon as we got everybody where they needed to go, it was boom, there. Lights turned off. You could hear that roar. It sounded like 5 jet engines just, filling your chest. And I wasn't really looking for my dog. But luckily, my dog followed us. My dog followed us into the hallway and laid down and was safe and was where she needed to be. And I'm grateful that she did that. And I'm sure that's, a sixth sense kind of thing that she had. And I'm really grateful for that. But what I want to talk about today in this tip is, I want to talk about what happened after the tornado. What I was looking for after the tornado was her leash, because there's glass everywhere. As you can imagine, if a tornado goes over your house, all the windows, pop, 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 they're popping everywhere. That means there's glass everywhere inside your house. That means that your dog's paws are not protected. Glass and paws don't go well together. And so it's important that in your tornado go bag, you have a leash. And that's one of the things that I teach and even show. I'll show you right here. This is where everything goes in a tornado go bag. And there's literally a spot where I say leash, because that's how important this is for me. And I know there's a lot of pet owners out there. And I know a lot of pet owners love their pets just like I did, and they want the best for them, but they're not thinking about, what should I pack for my pet. Now, you can go even to the next level and fill a little Ziploc bag with food, or put their food canisters in there, or whatever you want to do, because it is maybe harder to make sure that they get food, after the tornado, days after the tornado, when you're staying in a hotel and that kind of thing. It is harder maybe to find their food than yours. But just remember, like, Walmart after tornado is still going to be open. And so you probably will still be able to get their food, but maybe it's a special kind or special order. So you could dig through that, and any meds that they may have and that kind of thing. Just make sure that you pack that, and you don't have to keep it packed in there all the time, 24/7. It's just like, when there's that tornado watch, grab their leash, put it in the bag. Grab their food, put it in the bag. Grab their meds, put it in the bag until the tornado watch is over, and then take it out of the bag and put it back where it needs to be. That's fine. But I'm telling you, you're going to be so much happier that you did this before the tornado, instead of like what happened to me, where I'm like, where is her leash? Where, I didn't think, where is her food? We ended up at the hotel because our house was super unsafe. And also, by the way, sorry, I'm going off a little bit, but hotels, you gotta find one that allows dogs. And after a tornado, after it hit our community, there was a lot of people in hotels, and there were a lot of dogs. So every time we got in and out of the elevator, the dogs were yip, 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 yip. I mean, there's just a lot to think through. So I actually recommend. So the first hotel we went to was one with the elevator and allowed dogs, but it was crazy because every time we took her out to go to the bathroom, there were dogs on the elevators. and just like added stress to already this very traumatic situation. And so we actually went to Residence Inn where you don't have to go through elevators and that kind of thing. And that actually helped. And they're great and they allow dogs, and that actually made a really big difference. So, little tip. I mean, hopefully you don't get in that situation where you got to find a hotel after a tornado. But if you do, just make sure you get one, a residence in where you can get in and out easily with your dog and not have to go up and down the elevator. That's just my opinion. Or if you're helping somebody who's been hit by a tornado and you're like, hey, I want to pay for their hotel. How cool is that? That somebody would pay for your hotel after a tornado. Man, like if you know somebody who's been hit by a tornado and you want to do something like that, I'm telling you, and handling the logistics of getting it ordered and finding a place that can house their dog, that was so amazing. And one more thing that I think is so cool is when you can help a tornado survivor who has a pet and you can go up to them and you can say, "Hey, can I give your dog a bath? Can I take your dog to, wherever they get their grooming and just get them groomed?" That's what somebody did to me. I didn't even know I needed it. Because again, house is smashed. You're trying to find out how to help your kids through anxiety and losing all their stuff and getting cars. Our cars were smashed. I mean, it's everything. And I love my dog and she's a priority. I love her so much. But in a situation like that, I'm probably not going to think about where do I get her a bath. And she wasn't cut up or anything like that, but she did. She was just a furry dog. And so she had some insulation and just probably debris and stuff that it kind of caked in deep. And my friend noticed that. And he said, "Can I take your dog to get a bath?" And he did. And he paid for it. And he took care of all the logistics. And she had the best time getting her bath. And she came back fresh and ready and just amazing. So I think this like tornado tip kind of turned into what to do if you see somebody who's gone through a tornado who has a pet, right? I mean, there's a few different things about this. It's like what to do if you have a pet, and then what to do if you see somebody who's a tornado survivor who has a pet, and see how you might be able to help them in ways you didn't think about maybe until now. So I hope this has been helpful. I just try to give, in these Tuesday tornado tips, I try to give you my thoughts of everything that I went through and trying to help and think through how can you best support people who've gone through a tornado? How can you keep yourself safe? And how now can you keep your pet safe? So let's stay safe this tornado season. Biggest thing is to have a plan. Get a plan. If you need help, go to tornadosmart.com, where I've put together a course. I put together a tornado go bag to help you. But ultimately, I hope that this video has helped you feel better, feel more safe, feel less storm anxiety, and be ready to help those little pets if the time comes to protect them from a tornado.